Welcome to another episode of Innovators Pod from the Google Wearables and Healthcare Pilot Challenge, recorded April 23rd, 2015. This segment is with Maneesh Sethi of Behavioral Technology Group. He's going to discuss his PAVLOK tool, which brings back the old electroshock therapy for the training of ourselves. Fairly interesting. Hope you enjoy it. Here we are at the Google Wearables and Healthcare Pilot Challenge again, and we have Maneesh here from PAVLOK, which I tried on earlier and got myself a little shocking experience, but not bad. It sounds like an interesting idea, so why don't you tell us what PAVLOK is?
Sure. So PAVLOK is a wearable device that uses electric shock to help you break bad habits. So I have a PAVLOK on my wrist, I have a PAVLOK on my neck, and the way that it works is that it uses a classical style of psychology called Pavlovian conditioning or classical conditioning,
yes,
in where you associate a negative stimulus with an undesired action, and your reptile brain starts to associate and think that the action is being think that the shock is being caused by the undesired action, and breaks the bad habit in the brain. So good examples are smoking, nail biting, overeating, obsessive compulsive disorders.
How would it know I'm smoking?
So so there are. When I started the company, I thought that it needed to know.
Yes.
So the first thing we did was, should I look at you or should I look at the camera?
It doesn't matter. The camera's fine. Yeah.
All right. So when I started the company, I thought that it needed to know. So it's hooked in by Bluetooth to your phone. It knows anything that the Open API knows. So for example, whenever I go on Facebook, it sends me a vibration. If I spend more than 10 minutes on Facebook, it shocks me. It knows if I've walked into a gym or if I've walked into a McDonald's. It's able to know when I open my refrigerator door and send me a shock and post on my smartwatch, "Are you sure you're hungry?" That's just basic. It knows what I do. But what we discovered was over 20 studies from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s where they used what's called aversion therapy, self-administered shock while doing an undesired action. So they press the button themselves. Okay. So what we've done is start to reproduce smoking studies where we took people who wanted to quit smoking and they would shock themselves as they puffed a cigarette at every puff. And what happens is that the first day they smoke the cigarette and it sucks because they're shocking themselves every puff. Day 2, they don't want to smoke anymore, but they keep doing it. We force them to do day 3, day 4, day 5. And by the 5th day, they create a severe aversion to the act of smoking.
So you're doing it yourself. Okay.
Yeah. So self-administered shock is actually as effective and perhaps more effective than when you get punished. The difference here is operant versus classical conditioning. If you shock yourself for doing something, it's classical. If it shocks you, it's operant.
So I can't set it up every time I go near the refrigerator to give me a shot.
Yes, absolutely you can.
I'd have to do it myself.
No. So there's a sticker that we integrate with called the Estimo sticker that you can stick on your refrigerator door.
Okay.
And every time you pull open your refrigerator door, it'll send you a shock. And then it will post onto your smartwatch or text to you, "Are you sure you're hungry?" So we're able to integrate with other sensors to be able to use that data in order to help you adjust your behavior.
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's like a myriad of use cases.
Yeah.
So you can think of, so what we realized is that the last 5 years have been a sensor revolution. It's been amazing. Like I have in my office a sensor that can detect nicotine content in the air. I have a sensor in my office that can detect the UV rays arriving at every moment, letting me know how much time I should have spent in the sun, how much time I did spend in the sun, and most interestingly, power the unit through the sun. I have sensors that can detect location, GPS. Your phone itself is the world's most powerful sensor. And so that data, for example, the ability to be shocked, so whenever I have more than 40 unread emails, I get a vibration. More than 60 unread emails, a beep, and more than 100 unread emails, a shock, helps me answer my emails. We're able to take the data from the cloud, any data that is measured by your phone and by other sensors, and use that data to reflect it back as human behavioral change.
Awesome. It sounds cool. Where can people check it out online?
So check out pavlok.com. I'll show you a business card, I guess. This is our shocking business card. So again, the main thing here about electric shock is that electric shock is extremely common. Between 1960 and 1994 was the way to quit bad habits. In 1994, because of social reasons, in a period of 1 month, there's one basically big media outlet about electric shock being used to cure some. It was used in one experiment to try to help people cure homosexuality, which did not work. And so there was an article about why it didn't work, which led to a giant media outburst. In 1994, all clinics closed, all media attention was directed upon this, and electric shock disappeared from public consciousness. So the main core is to understand that electric shock is not about pain, it's about change, and it doesn't hurt.
Right.
Shock surprises, it doesn't hurt. Pain is different than shock. So anyway, this is an electric shock.
That's beautiful, right on camera.
This is my business card.
Okay.
So it's PAVLOK is the name. If you go to PAVLOK.com, you'll see us on Good Morning America, Steve Harvey Show, and Colbert Report. You'll see our articles and videos that have been posited around the internet. And you'll see that it's not a big deal. It's just an electric shock while doing an undesired action will lead to severe behavior change.
Sounds cool. I think I want one.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, great. Thanks for sitting down with me.
No problem.
Thank you for listening to Innovators Pod. If you enjoyed or found this episode valuable, please rate us on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find more of our episodes, videos, and audio podcasts at innovatorspod.com.